Hello, my friends. My name is Joe Theodore, astrologer and teacher, and welcome to today's video on Scorpio risings. If you are, in fact, a Scorpio rising or know any Scorpio risings, please leave your experiences with them or yourself in the comments down below if you would like to. I think for educational astrology videos, it's always nice to have as many inputs and opinions and perspectives as possible. So in this video, if you feel comfortable sharing, please do. Now, today I want to go down just some basic significations of what Scorpio is and, of course, what the first house is, because the rising sign is always found in the first house. And then we're going to just sort of riff on my insights here. I've been doing astrology for over 10 years, my friends. So if you're new to the channel and you're like, who the hell is this guy? You can check out my website too, joetheodore.com. And yeah, I'm actually a Scorpio rising myself, guys. So this video might be extra, if you know what I mean. So that being said, what is Scorpio? Baseline. Scorpio is fixed energy, right? So we're talking about a water sign that's fixed, which means we're dealing with energy that is stubborn. We're dealing with energy that is intense, right? We're dealing with energy that has a hard time maybe even being flexible. It takes a lot for a Scorpio rising to be flexible because usually they feel like they're smarter than everyone. And I'm really not speaking from experience. I'm really talking about more about intuitive insight in a way. Yes, Scorpio risings and Scorpio placements can be very intelligent, but in my opinion, they're only very intelligent because they are very, very good at honing in on truth and seeing through illusion. They're very good at understanding the nature of things, and sometimes that can be a double-edged sword. Scorpio is ruled by Mars in ancient astrology, and in modern astrology, Pluto. So we're talking about two extremely dangerous planets, two extremely sharp and violent planets, but we're also talking about very intense attraction and very intense, how would I say this? Energy coming from self to other, right? Intimidating. Scorpio risings can very much be intimidating and not even know it. They may not even know why people, for some reason, are just a little bit like hesitant to talk to them, right? Until they, for some reason, get that feeling like, hey, I think this person, I feel like I can trust this person. And the reason why people eventually come around to that Scorpio energy is because they know that they're going to give it to you straight, right? Scorpio energy will give it to you straight. And Scorpio is very passionate. So when we talk about fixed water, let's just get back to that. When we talk about fixed water, we can throw in Leo here, right? Because Leo is fixed fire. And when we talk about fixed energy, and same with Taurus, Taurus is fixed earth. So when we talk about fixed energy, we're talking about very, very solid, unshakable passion and interest, right? We're talking about people who very much want to succeed, or they want to be known for something and they want to do stuff their own way, right? And they don't really have room for so much collaboration until it's absolutely necessary. And I know there's people out there that are very interested in collaborating with Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio placements. I'm not saying like you guys are lone wolves or whatever. Scorpios are probably the most of the lone wolf out there, to be honest. Scorpio risings as well. Maybe Scorpio moons, not so much Scorpio suns, because again, the moon has everything to do with whether you're a lone wolf or not, in my opinion, and where your moon is. But Scorpio risings definitely can be known for people who want to be kind of like private, but at the same time, they want to be very, very focused and honed in on something very specific in their life, right? Because they are fixed water. Their emotions are very stoic. And even if they're very emotionally distraught, They don't show it. Okay. So Scorpio risings are very good at keeping a poker face. They're very good at being stoic. They're very good at hiding their problems. They're very good at not wanting to share people their bullshit, because who has time for their bullshit? The world is full of it, right? That's what a Scorpio rising would say. So Scorpio risings are some of the strongest motherfuckers I've ever known, right? And this is excluding me. I'm not trying to toot my horn here when I talk about Scorpio risings, but I'll tell you right now, I've been through some shit, right? I think Scorpio risings also very much dealt with very traumatic childhoods or traumatic birth, right? And I made a video. One of my most popular videos on YouTube is Scorpio moons, right? And I talk about traumatic birth and I talk about traumatic childhood, but I just talk about this magnetism for tragedy and crisis, or this inclination to be attracted to things that may bring about tragedy and crisis, or people may go through stuff in life that make them really understand the harshness of life more so than somebody else. So Scorpio moons are very much susceptible to a lot of what a Scorpio rising is susceptible of, but the rising sign is our body, right? So the first house, let's get there. The first house of self, the first house of the body, the first house of our identity. The zodiac sign that occupies there, very much all about the energy the world sees us as, all about events that may have happened earlier in life to us, right? The energy of our early childhood is not only dictated by our third house, which is where siblings and cousins and, your early development is found, but also your fourth house, of course, whatever zodiac sign is there, can very much show your childhood and like what the fuck happened there. And also just energies that you may or may not want to have around you when you get older. But the rising sign, the first house, is where you were born. It is where the world sees you. You were born to the world every day of your life. Anybody that meets you for the first time, you were born to them, right? So the Scorpio rising is very much that passionate and very intuitive and kind of intimidating energy, right? So here's some key words for Scorpio, right? Passionate, perceptive, resourceful, possessive, psychological, determined, probing, focused, intuitive, intense. So again, Scorpio risings might be known as the quiet person in the corner who's just observing. And then people who look over to that person, they might say to themselves, oh my God, that guy or that girl, she knows everything that's going on right now. And if I need to know anything, if I need to find the truth out about anything, I'm going to talk to them afterwards. You know what I mean? So we're talking about Scorpio risings just give off that energy of like, wow, they're not the loudmouth in the room. They're the one who is listening. They're the one who is trying to gauge the reality of the situation. And again, depending on other placements in one's birth chart can dictate if a Scorpio rising person can be loud, obnoxious, blah, blah, blah. But typically speaking, a Scorpio rising is very perceptive, can be very to themselves for a bit, And I think when it comes to the first house, we always have to remember that we meet the world and the world meets us there. So the rising sign just as important as our moon and our sun, because the moon and our sun make up two major aspects of our existence and the way we come to the world. The sun is more visible to most people for what we are known for, what we're most passionate about. The moon is just our internal workings of how our mind is actually wired. And the house topic very much the theme of life that maybe it's most gravitated towards for safety and understanding and just fulfillment, generally speaking. And the rising sign, again, is this unavoidable part of our life that is where the world meets us. And no matter where you are, your rising sign is there because that's where you are. So you have to learn to embrace the energy and the frequency of your rising sign. Scorpios, you need to embrace the fact that you are extremely psychological, that you might see things that most people don't. You may be very intuitive and psychic. You may just be very perceptive and slightly intimidating to people. And in reality, you just need to be more open to showing people that you're not that way, if that's how you feel your experience has been. You need to open up yourself a little bit more. You need to maybe try your best to not take a lot of things you might have gone through that are so serious all the time. Like, try to find good ways to overcome things that might be a little bit darker in nature, perhaps. But all in all, I think Scorpio risings always need to embrace who they are. Be that stubborn self if you need to. Be focused on exactly what you want in life. Be resourceful. Be passionate. Be psychological. And put yourselves in the right positions in life where you can thrive, So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say to you guys today, my friends. I hope this brief insight on Scorpio risings was informative. And once again, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.